Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your April 2020 full moon reading for you. Now I ask, if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. Now before we dive right in, I want to say that with the state of the world as it is and how overwhelming and chaotic things are, this reading is focusing on love, light, and peace to bring us up instead of holding us down, because there is just enough in the world that is doing that. Okay, with that said, let's dive in. This is a full moon reading. I have everything about the moon laid out right here, and it will go from the time frame of full moon to full moon. So from from April, there we go, April 7th to May 7th. All right, so I'm just going to move the Queen of the Moon and the Moonology cards over to the side. These will be layered on top of the tarot to really give Luna a voice of her own and really tell us how the moon will be interacting with us. And this is by far the best moon to be going into during these chaotic times, because this is a Libra full moon, and Libra is all about restoring balance to what is off kilter. And doesn't it feel like everything's off kilter right now? So let's see here. How will Leo be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the April 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. All right. So at the center of everything, oh, I love it, Leo. This is you shining through. You are represented by the Strength card, which is what this card is, in the Major Arcana, and you are represented by the Wands in the Minor Arcana. So at the heart of everything is you. Moving forward, you have the Knight of Swords. This is an air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius, but also a knowing your mind, a slaying of dragons, a moving forward. Then you have the Temperance card, which is your angels near you. This is also balance coming in, a Sagittarian energy, a time frame of November 22nd to December 21st. Then we have the Knight of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You're definitely moving forward in mind and in heart during this moon. You're seeing things differently than before, which is really quite beautiful. Then we have the Nine of Coins, prosperity, success, and looking at a bigger picture. And I love the kind of countdown, the 9 and then the 8 of Coins right here. The 8 of Coins is hard work, diligence, becoming a master craftsman. The Two of Wands, the Page of Wands, you're right at the heart of your reading. Oh, I love that. And then the King of Swords. So you go from being a knight, a defender, to being a king, a ruler. So that is really, really beautiful. All right. Now, before I dive into this reading, which is so focused on you and so empowering. It really is empowering. It's also a strong Sagittarius energy, so strong Leo and strong Sagittarius energy, because you are both fire signs. You're going to see a new way to move forward in things and an eternal prosperity kind of like bespoken over you. So let's start talking about this moon. The full moon brings about power, and it brings about a surrendering to the divine. So as this moon moves us forward, we are surrendering to the divine power of balance, of beauty, but also the divine power of this moon, which is interesting because April is ruled by Mars, but the divine power of this moon brings forth the power of Venus. So the goddess Venus in Roman times and also in Greek times was the goddess of love. She was Aphrodite, of course, in Greek times. So here you are calling on the energy of love, relationships, balance, beauty. You're calling that into your life. And why does it have such a tremendous impact during this time? Because Venus and Mars, Venus, Aphrodite and Ares, they were lovers back in Greek mythology and in Roman mythology. So they call to each other in such a splendidly beautiful way, in a passionate way, in a way that has them answering. And so during this time, it is that passion, it is that beauty that comes forward, and it is us stepping into a time of what is off balance, surrendering to balance, becoming balanced within our lives. And what we are looking for is being restored. Emotionally, this can be highlighting relationships that are a little bit one-sided, because you're going to be seeing things that have you balancing the scales. Where things are off kilter, you are going to be focusing on restoring the balance, restoring the power to have you move forward. And as you do so with the power of and the divine drive of this moon, you then move to trust and to attraction. Now, why is this important? Trust is important because this is the egg moon. This is also the pink moon. So here we have this woman in an egg with this duck right on top of her and a nest. It's kind of like you are protected. So surrendering to the divine and knowing that you are divinely protected is going to be something very beneficial for you, Leo. And it moves you to the supermoon, because this is a supermoon. We're coming out of a supermoon. We'll be going into the last supermoon, I believe, in May. And we've come out of like 4 supermoons right now, or this will be a line of 4 supermoons, that's it. So this is a really powerful time, and the moon phases, the energy of the world has been quite intense during these supermoons. So here you are attracting to you what is needed, what you desire, what you want to be able to move forward. And as you are calling in this attraction, right, as you are stepping into your power, we then have the full moon in Libra really shining through, where it says a win-win outcome is forecast, as the supermoon says emotions are running high. Now, one thing to amplify the emotions running high with the supermoon is the fact that we are shifting from winter to spring, and in the southern hemisphere from summer to fall. And this brings a sense of emotions running high because we feel frustrated. We feel frustrated because there's more that we feel like we should be doing. And during a time of, quarantine, during a time of everything kind of closing down, this frustration can be even more amplified, especially for you, Leo, because there is such this sense of this knightly energy, this learning energy, this moving forward energy where you're like, okay, I got to get this done. And then it almost seems like everything is conspiring against you to move you forward the way that you need to, the way that you want to. So here, with this energy, calling on the beauty of the full moon in Libra, calling on this win-win situation, calling on the balance, and the balance of emotions and relationships within your life, but also within yourself. And it's going to be paramount to move forward in the balance of self during this time. You're going to find that to be something that grounds you and something that, you surrender to. Because this is also a time of purity and protection to move us forward to happiness. It's kind of like the purity of self, the trust of ourselves, to have us protected by the divine, by the universe, by this egg moon in the shell of the world, to be able to move us forward. And then on April 22nd is going to be the new moon. Now, the new moon is a time of beginnings, of walking from one stage of life to the other, one season to the other. And this new moon is in Taurus, and this says prosperity lies ahead. So prosperity is becoming a part of you, and you're seeing that the impossible is becoming possible. You're seeing things in a new light, but you're also seeing this determination, this dedication of self. And then you see new starts are coming, new ways of looking at things, kind of taking life into your hands and saying, how is it that I want to move forward? Where is it that I need to be? What is it that I desire? And as you're moving forward in this truth and in this power, by the time we get to May, May has the energy of the Scorpio full moon to it. And what's beautiful is that Libra time frame goes into Scorpio time frame. So these two energies are very used to following each other. So it does make for a beautiful kind of transition of energy. And with the full moon in Scorpio, it says time to release negativity. And as we are releasing negativity, you are seeing things clearly about what you want. You've also been seeing with the full moon in Libra, you've been seeing what you want to create, what you desire, where you want to be for you. And here with the Scorpio but full moon that we will be going into, it moves us forward into the sense of purging away the negative and moving forward towards the positive. And this is going to be the flower moon, the blossoming moon, and you're seeing here the music of your passion, of your desire, leading you forward to what you desire, where you want to be, what you want from your life, and your life song is singing brightly and moving you towards greatness. And I love that. I love that sense of that energy around you. And as you embrace this energy, the totem animals for this time, for April, are the hawk spirit and the wolf spirit. Now, the hawk spirit speaks of spiritual awakening, its observation, its visions, its heightened intuition. Okay, there is this sense of, as the card says, letting spirit be your guide. Let spirit be your guide forward because you are seeing, realizing, and moving forward in a way that you hadn't anticipated. And then with the wolf spirit, this is turning knowledge into wisdom. You turn knowledge into wisdom because of your sharp intellect, because of your strong instincts, because of your ability to adapt and look and see and hunt for your truth. Both of these animals are predator animals. Both of these animals are astoundingly, kind of awing in and of themselves. So this is going to be a time where you're calling on the Mars influence of April to really move you forward, and even your totem animals represent that. Now then we move to May, which is a Venus influence, all right? And it leads us to the beaver spirit and to, I have here an antelope spirit, but it is actually the elk. So this is the closest card I had to represent an elk. And what's so beautiful about this is the beaver represents ingenuity, it represents persistence, and the elk represents strength and stamina, endurance, and patience with relationships. And here, the beaver says, lay a solid foundation. You're going to see that your foundations have been questioned. All right, the things that you took as absolutes are starting to shift. And as they shift, you're seeing that life is speeding up towards the direction that you feel necessary to take, towards the place that you feel called to be. So things are speeding up as you are moving forward. And the elk, as a totem animal, is one of the most powerful totem animals to have because it is so strong and so forceful. So there is this strength that carries on into May. And what happens with May is that there's this beauty that surrounds you, kind of like now in April, there's a strength that is at your core, all right? But there is this beauty that is calling to you, whispering to you, leading you forward. In May, there's this beauty that's at your core, and there's this strength that is calling you, whispering you, leading you to where you want to be. So you're going to see this balance coming into play, and you're going to see yourself shifting. It's going to be a very powerful time for you. With all this said, you lie at the heart of this reading. This is going to be a very powerful time for you just in and of itself, just from these two cards, at your heart. At the center of the heart is you, the essence of you, the power of you. And then at your heart is also you as a student, as somebody who is taking in passion, who is looking at things anew. So here you are seeing that your greatest strength is your compassion. Your greatest strength is the truth of your heart. Your greatest strength is not the ability, actually it's the ability to have those rally around you, and also being able to rally around those that you love, those that, have this tremendous place within your heart, because you're shining brightly. And you're shining brightly also because as Libra brings balance into the world, you are seeing that you are reflecting the light of the sun just as the moon reflects the light of the sun. So your passion and your power is called forward. You're seeing new ways to embrace your gifts, to embrace yourself, to move you to the next level of what it is that you desire and where it is that you want to stand. Now, as you do so, we have the Knight of Swords right here. Now, an air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, can be opening up new pathways to you, but also your mind, Leo, is going to be opening up new pathways, new ideas, new understandings. And, excuse me, there is this sense of slaying dragons. There is this sense of what has held you back, what has kept you scared, what has kept you overwhelmed. You are slaying, you are destroying, and you are looking forward to the future and saying, this is where I want to be. This is what I desire. This is what I need. Because you're shifting within your consciousness, and this shift is moving you forward in power, in beauty, in truth, and in determination. And as you move forward, you are seeing that you see things very, very differently than before. And it's almost as if you're calling on this passion, this power, this truth, this insight, and it is reforming you. So, when we go through struggles, And I was watching this thing, or I was reading this thing, I can't remember. And it was about a person from the CIA. All right? Yeah, I think that was it. Or the FBI or something like that. And she said that if you think you're going to go into something and you're going to get a good job, keep on going, I believe in you. She goes, this is not the career for you. They break you down. And they keep on breaking you down to be reforged, reformed. And you have a knight right here. So knight, think of this as being in the army. They break you down. They do. And they yell at you because when they yell, when you're in battle, you're supposed to respond instantaneously without a thought because it is the way you are trained. So here, there is some sort of action of heart and of mind that is coming together, that is leading you forward, that is having you see things anew. And as you are called on this power, and as you are being forged by it, yes, it adds to the restlessness that we feel with the shifting of the seasons, most definitely. But there's also going to be this shift that happens, this way that you start looking at things that really starts to empower you. And it really does have your mindset, your views, your ideas of things standing out differently from other people. And so you might feel at times, Leo, like an outsider looking in, like somebody who is overwhelmed or who is underappreciated or who people just aren't getting, and it can be frustrating. But that's because you're starting to operate, and you operate on a different plane. You are looking at what you desire, you're looking at where you want to be, and you are feeding the balance for yourself. And you are feeding what your heart truly desires and where you want to stand. And as you do so, now it can also be, again, an air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This could be a person that you absolutely get on with. I mean, they are like number one for you, absolutely secure with, absolutely coming together with. This can be your person. This can also be the person that you find kind of the biggest pain in the ass, excuse my language, but that's what I'm seeing here, that you have ever met. And because of them, now they could be slaying dragons and they could be doing a horrible job of slaying dragons, and you have to clean up their mess. But they think themselves as kind of like the supreme overlord of the world. Now, this could also be a person who, as I said before, is your person. This is a person that you rely on. This is a person that you count on. This is a person who grounds you as you're looking at things differently. So you might actually have two people in your life, and they're air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, who, one, fantastic. The other one, oh my gosh, if you never spoke to them again, it would be too soon, kind of thing. So here, as you embrace your power, your desire, you are also starting to become a king of your words. Now, why is that important? It's important because our words are so important. We tend to poo-poo it. We tend to think, oh, the words don't matter. Our words do. And especially during this time of relationships, of connection, of balance, of harmony, you are going to see, Leo, that your words are absolutely powerful. And so with being a king of the words, a king of your words, and the king of your world, as you cut through doubts and fears, as you know where it is that you want to stand, the king of your mind, right? First, what has to happen is to be a king of the mind, you have to have a beautiful understanding of the heart. Why? Because the heart and the mind work absolutely in tandem. Our emotions very much impact our thoughts. So when you aren't feeling well, or when you're feeling overwhelmed, or when you're feeling scared, like the state of the world right now, all right, you can see that from your emotional state, your words can be a bit sharper. Your thoughts can be a bit more on doomsday. You could be looking at things and things can become astoundingly serious. Now, is serious bad? No, serious is not. This is a serious time. But you have a repeat of the number 8 here, which does represent eternity because the 8 on its side is the affinity symbol that is crowning you right here. Okay? So you do have affinity. There is a infinite amount of strength to you, which at times you will be called on to use, which is something that Leos love, and also one of your kind of greatest thorns in your side, that you keep on calling on the strength that you need, because sometimes you just want things to be smooth and calm and just relaxing. But with the repeat of the number 8, this is taking things very seriously. This is being a little bit too serious, not having time or not making time to smile, to relieve tension, to, move forward. in your life the way that you want to. You can sit there and think you have to hold on to it really, really tight, because that's what eights can do. It can be like, I have to hold on to it. I have to have it just a certain way. Let go a bit. Let go a bit, because you'll see that you are strong enough and you are powerful enough to withstand the storm and to withstand the changes that life is bringing, and to move forward in the way that you want, in the way that you need, because your views on things are completely changing. And as you embrace your mind, you embrace your heart, and that is where your eternal strength comes from. And your hard work, it really does pay off. So for some of you Leos, you're going to think, it's not going to pay off. I'm not going to be able to move forward the way that I want to. Why am I even doing this? Because there is prosperity around you. Prosperity, bounty, wealth, something you value as much as money, is calling you forward. You're also looking at the bigger picture. Now, this can be a stressful time when it comes to finances, but there is also something more that you are looking at, something more powerful that is becoming a part of you. And as it becomes a part of you, you slowly and steadily move forward in your truth. The angels here are absolutely guiding you, and here you slay demons. So you can sit there and be like, oh, wow, okay. So your adversity, you slay it. Your love, you are guided by it. And it's like, oh, wow, I can do this. I can move forward this way. And it may not be as kind of well spelt out or as blunt as, medieval and early Renaissance paintings are, with the idea of good and the idea of evil. So even evil is just like a harsh word to use. It's kind of like good and chaotic, it can even be said. So the chaotic may come, and it can be, okay, you don't have control over the world, because we don't, most definitely, but we do have control over our lives. So it to a certain extent, right? So here it is saying, how do I react to this? How do I move myself forward? And this dragon right here, for which the knight is slaying, it can be that this is simply fear. And as we slay our fear and we move forward in our truth, we balance the scales, we are guided by love. And as we are guided by love, we become the students of our passion. And here you have the rabbits down below. And in Celtic mythology, rabbits represent magic. And you guys know how I view magic. If you've watched before, it is the God's head within us. It can be conjuring magic. If that's what you're into, that's totally cool. But for me, it is the magic that lies within, the God's head that lies within, that we call upon to move us forward. And in Hinduism, Brahma said, I hid the God's head within man, because that is the one place he will not look for it. And so it's time to turn inward. It's time to look within, to see that God's head, because things have quieted down, okay? And as things have quieted, because people have to stay home, there are not cars on the road, and there are not, planes in the sky and everything like this. Things have to calm down. And as things have calmed down, it can lead you to two places. One, it can lead you to feeling totally overwhelmed with your own thoughts. It can lead things to being super stressed. But the other way, especially if you focus on meditation, if you focus on positivity, it can lead you to saying, I like a slower pace. And I'm connecting with what I need, what I want within my life, what I love. And I'm becoming a student of that passion of me. And as you become that student, and you embrace that magic and that passion, you cut through doubts and fears. You claim your throne. You know what it is that you're standing for. You are also seen. There's a sense of justice to you that people are taking note of during this time. And it leads you to hard work, to dedication, to determination, to this is what I want, this is what I'm working towards. It leads you to your 10,000 hours. And isn't it said that we need to dedicate 10,000 hours to something to become a master of it? So here with the Eight of Pentacles, you are dedicating yourself to what needs to be done. And you are working hard, you are building your skills. And whenever I see the Eight of Pentacles, it always makes me think of Da Vinci, especially this card, because medieval, early Renaissance times. It makes me think of Da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci. And when he first started off, his father saw that he had talent, and he's like, okay, you're going to go apprentice, because he didn't really know what to do with him. I believe, yeah. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure, so I don't really know Da Vinci's beginnings and origins as well as I should. I kind of know bits and pieces of it. So here, it's like he went off to become an apprentice, and he started off as any apprentice does. You know, you have to sweep the floors. You have to make sure the paintbrushes are clean. You have to do the tasks that nobody else wants to do. And if you can imagine somebody as profoundly talented as Da Vinci having to just do all the mundane drudgery of it all, and that's what has to be done before you become a master. So here, this is a master craftsman, just like Da Vinci became. He became a profound artist. And it is said that his teacher, the master craftsman that taught him, once he painted this picture, like Da Vinci had to do like the angel in the corner or something like that, his teacher put down his brush and said, "I cannot paint better than you. I will never paint again." Now that's probably a dramatic restating, but there is something here where it's like, I cannot top this. And something moves aside to open up this door for you. Right? It doesn't have to be a person. It can be your own doubts, your own fears. You see something, you have a thought, you have a way of looking at things, Leo, and it's like, wow, I'm going to sit down and I'm not going to criticize myself anymore. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, one day maybe, if you work harder, you might be worthy of being noticed or being appreciated, because here you're moving forward in temperance. You have your hard work paying off. You have balance coming into your life. You have this sense of the spiritual and the earthly plane moving you forward. Again, strong Sagittarius energy right here. This is also a connection with people. Sagittarius time frame, November 22nd to December 21st. It leads you to looking out at the horizon, to looking at things anew and being a student of what you desire. Now let's see what your Moonology cards have to say. How will Leo be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the April 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Okay. How will Leo be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the April 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Oh, fantastic. Okay. So at the heart of everything, I love that, you have sovereignty. Okay, so what I love is that you have sovereignty at your heart. And what's such an interesting pairing here, because you have you at the center with the major arcana, but that it is paired. So here it is sovereignty, it is embracing your power, it is embracing your majesty, it's moving forward like royalty. And it's moving forward as royalty of your life. And then it's paired with the void of course, which says nothing will come of this. So the void of course means that what you anticipate will not be as it comes. So it kind of gives me pause, because it's like you're looking at something here, Leo, and you're going to be thinking of it one way. And be prepared, because you're going to get a curveball. You're going to have things just kind of changed up on you. But you have the strength and the majesty to weather that storm, to, kind of look at that change and say, yeah, I am learning everything I can from it. But here, okay, so it moves right to here. Nothing is set in stone as you look at your future. So you are looking at the future, you're looking at what you're desiring, what you're creating, what you want. Nothing is set in stone. So there is, in a way with this moon, it's powerful, it's beautiful, it has you moving forward, but there is some sort of, it's either setback or misunderstanding, or something is out of balance, and you can spend all of April, obtaining that balance again. So there is something here that is going on, and as you fix it, or as it is fixed, as it falls into harmony, you realize that nothing is set in stone, that there is power and beauty around you to move you forward, and that you shouldn't be married to kind of one idea or the other. To be able to move forward and have a bit of flexibility is going to be very important, because you carry the world tree on your back and you need to release it as you slay dragons, as you take the weight off your shoulders to move you forward. And as you embrace that truth, you move into peace. And that peace has you seeing the whole world differently, has you embracing a new mindset, a new way of looking at things, a new perspective. And it also brings you towards deeper spiritual wisdom. And as you embrace that deeper spiritual wisdom, you embrace the full moon in Virgo, which says you are good enough. Now, within your mind, and this is really focusing on your mind. Now, it can seem, I always think that to be a bit condescending. You're good enough. It's like, oh, okay, please sit down. But it isn't. It isn't. It's actually psychologically, I forget which psychologist or, made that their whole premise of their teaching, that you are good enough. It's like that as you are, you will evolve, you will grow, you will change, you will become. But right now, you are exactly where it is that you need to be. And didn't Maya Angelou use that in her poetry? You are where you need to stand. The lessons you are learning are what need to be learnt, dealt with, comprehended for you to be this king that you are. So here with You Are Good Enough, it is that you will constantly be evolving. You will constantly be changing. But right now, you are enough for this situation. You have enough. You have what you need. And you cut through the doubts and the fears. You know your mind. You are that king. You embrace the knowledge. You embrace the passion. You embrace the purpose. And as you do so, you are hungry for the change that comes. You are hungry for the prosperity that awaits you. And you're going to think, like, why can't it be now? Why can't things kind of speed up? This happens in divine timing, not in our timing, which is super frustrating and can feel like an absolute load of nonsense at times. But you are going to see, and here, oh, I love it, because you have the hawk and you have the wolf right here. And here you have the hawk and you have the wolf coming forward. So this is going to be, as you feel hungry, as you feel frustrated, as you feel overwhelmed, really call upon your totem animals of the hawk and the wolf to lead you forward, because this is going to be their time to shine. And really the hawk is going to give you visions, is going to give you perspective and knowledge and understanding of a heightened intuition to move you forward. And the wolf is then going to give you that hunger for it. It's going to give you that sharpened intellect and that strong instinct and that resilience to move forward to the passion, the bounty, and the prosperity that is coming into your life, that is manifesting as a part of you. And then that moves us to the blue moon. Believe in the impossible. The impossible becomes possible during this time as you move forward in your heart's truth, as you embrace what you love, what you want, what you desire. The impossible falls away and it becomes possible. And you have to listen to your heart's truth. I know have to is a harsh thing to say, but it is absolutely true. Listening to your heart empowers you, moves you forward, changes the game for you, and lets you know that nothing will come of this the way that you expected, but lets you know that you are well equipped, you are good enough to handle the twists and the turns that are thrown your way. This leads you to focus, right? And as you focus, you work hard, you are enlightened, you transform. But you also see the two sides to the coin. So you see the beautiful jewel-like, stunningness of a butterfly. But you also know that a butterfly is attracted to carrion. They are attracted to dead things. So as there is beauty, there is also a seedier side, an underbelly to it. And so as you are awakening in this beauty, it also awakens you to things that aren't as kosher, that aren't on the up and up the way that you would want them to be. And that actually kind of gives you a little bit of a push, a kick in the pants, Leo, to change things, to move forward the way that you want to take control of the reins of your life and say, I am becoming a master of this situation. I am becoming the craftsman that I need to be. Yeah, the master craftsman of my life. And as you embrace that, you embrace the new moon in Pisces, which says meditate and contemplate. Meditation, contemplation, connection brings balance. And you are going to need that balance because you have, you're Leo. First of all, you have two nights in this reading. You are going to be very inclined just to act. Use that strength, use that determination, use that huge heart of yours. Just act and kind of think of it all later. This is saying here, think of it now. Meditate, contemplate, balance. Those are going to be your key words for this time. Don't charge off and do anything foolish. Meditate, contemplate, balance. And it moves you to seeing that nothing is set in stone, because what you think is going to come, you get the opposite of. And it might not even be in the place that you thought, oh, well, I really wanted this, so it's going to be like that. It's not going to be in a way that you can pinpoint or that, you can easily guess. There's going to be kind of a wild ride here, and you are definitely prepared to handle it and to come out on top. Your subconscious message for this time is the Empress, right? And that's the connection with the goddess Venus during this time, with the beauty, with the serenity, with the love that is moving you forward. The connection with relationships, the opening of the heart, and the blessing of the soul. A connection with magic that moves you forward, bounty that guides you. Okay? Purity and purpose that have you reclaiming a throne you thought was lost. And it leads you to creation, to being able to create what you want within life. And saying, yes, it's going to take hard work, but everything takes hard work, and I am creating my destiny. And as you create your destiny, you have the new moon in Virgo. So you have strong Virgo energy here, which says a time to give rather than to take. It is a time to give of prosperity, of passion, of beauty, rather than taking and saying, I will give nothing in return. So give, let your heart be open, let yourself move forward. The time frame, because of the strong Virgo presence within the moon of August 23rd to September 22nd, may be astoundingly important to you. But you are seeing here that there's a power to your heart that is being called on, Leo. And it really is a game changer. All right, Leo, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. I hope that you are staying safe. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all. Have a blessed moon. Bye.